The third controversial interview that Karan Thapar had was again with Ram Jethmalani in 2010. During this interview, Ram Jethmalani walked out of the studio. Why? Because Karan Thapar called a spade a spade. He created a perception in the mind of the viewers that Ram Jethmalani was an opportunist. It was in the context of BJP offering a seat to Ram Jethmalani in Rajya Sabha that this interview was held. Ram Jethmalani, because of certain differences with the leaders of BJP, had resigned from the party and was keeping a distance and was highly critical of the BJP leaders. But when he was offered a seat in Rajya Sabha, he just changed his stand and decided to become once again a member of BJP. And this was questioned during the interview. Explanations, clarifications were sought during the interview. And we can see him getting upset, angry, and going out.
The Congress is responsible for the poverty of this country. The Congress is responsible for corruption of this country. Congress is responsible for all the ills of the country. And I want a united opposition to grow, and there can be no united opposition unless the BJP is the party to it. And I am prepared to forgive and forget everything in the higher interest of India, of the nation, and the people of India who are much more dear to me than you are. And I'm sorry I did not tell you.
Calm down a moment.
No, sorry.
Calm down a moment and
you
let
are
me...
your old self. You assured me that you have improved, but you have not. I'm sorry.
Calm down a moment, Mr. Jethmalani.
No, you can tell your viewers. Tell your viewers whatever you like.
You haven't even let me ask the questions.
No, I'm sorry.
You haven't let me point out how an Afzal Guru you
I'm
differ.
not carrying on this kind of an interview with you.
As you can see, that interview ended with Ram Jethmalani getting extremely angry, getting up and walking away. But there are certain things he raised which did need to be answered to. Unfortunately, he didn't give me the time or the opportunity. First of all, he accuses the Congress party of being responsible for the poverty of this country. That is his opinion. He has a right to it. But what he's overlooking is that when he stood against Atal Bihari Vajpayee in 2004, he sought and obtained Congress support as an independent. 2 years later, in 2006, he accepted the nomination of the Congress party to be an MP for 3 years in the Rajya Sabha. At that time, clearly he did not have any of these concerns about the Congress party. The whole approach that I wanted to take to this interview was to point out to Mr. Jethmalani that when people say he's being opportunistic, that his return to the BJP is devoid of principle, that it's simply motivated by the fact that he will therefore easily become a Rajya Sabha MP. The reason they say it is because of these fundamental and critical differences between his views and those of the BJP. Unfortunately, he terminated the interview.
Another controversial interview that Karan Thapar had was with Jayalalitha. When Karan Thapar used to anchor the interview program on BBC, Hard Talk, when AIDMK in Tamil Nadu, under the leadership of Jayalalitha, did not succeed in getting even a seat for the parliamentary elections. When AIDMK had a very humiliating defeat in the elections, Jayalalitha was brought to the studio for interview, the hard talk. And during the interview, Jayalalitha had come prepared with documents, with data to disprove, to convince Karan Thapar and also the viewers that AIDMK was on the right track, that there were no mistakes, but only she was misunderstood. While all the questions were answered by Jayalalitha, the most unexpected moment of this interview was the concluding segment. Jayalalitha showed her total displeasure in becoming part of the interview when Karan Thapar at the end of the interview said, "It was a pleasure talking to you." And he extended his hand. And Jayalalitha responded, telling him directly on the face, without mincing words, "It was not a pleasure talking to you." And she refused to give her hand and said, "Namaste." Let's watch the concluding segment of that interview.
Hello and welcome to Hard Talk India. My guest today is the Chief Minister of India's southern state of Tamil Nadu. Just over 3 years ago, her party won an astonishing 80% victory in the state elections. Just over 3 months ago, her party failed to win a single seat in the national elections. How does she explain this astonishing reversal of fortune? Is the Chief Minister misunderstood, or has the Chief Minister made mistakes? That, in a sense, is the core question that I shall put today to the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, J. Jayalalitha. Chief Minister, how do you explain that humiliating outcome in May? Not a single seat for your party.
I don't think it was a humiliating outcome at all. The results showed that we have retained our vote bank.
Over the last 3 years, the press has variously described you as undemocratic, as irresponsible. They've even talked about you as irrational, vengeful, and maybe even irresponsible. Are you misunderstood, or have you made mistakes that you can admit to?
I'm not irresponsible at all. That is totally removed from the truth. Yes, I am misunderstood. As for all these tags, it is because the media have been against me, not just for the past 3 years, but ever since I came to politics. Perhaps it is because the whole world is a stage and everyone is acting all the time, and I tend to be straight to the point. Hypocrisy is not my forte at all. That way, I must say, I am a bit unconventional for a politician. The rule of the game seems to require considerable play acting. I have acted in films before the cameras, but I'm incapable of acting in real life.
You mean your honesty and straightforwardness
I am
goes
honest.
against you?
Let me be very honest with you. I prefer to play straight, and I prefer speaking the truth. If I appear to be blunt, so be it. Yes, I am misunderstood, and the media have a large part to play in this. If you know my
Calibrated
routine,
changes.
if you knew my routine, you would be surprised. I get up at 4 o'clock in
But
the
what-
morning, and I am awake till 1 the next morning, and all my time, all my attention is religiously devoted to work, and nothing else but
Chief
work.
Minister.
I'm not kidding. I'm looking at you and talking. You can check it in the camera.
But
I'm looking at you and speaking.
I want to say
I'm
that
not reading.
I want to put out a concern to you. People said,
You have notes before you. Shall I say you're reading?
I have questions in front of me.
All right, I have notes in front of me. Nothing forbids me from having notes.
Chief Minister,
I am not reading.
you-
I'm looking at you straight in the eye. I look everyone straight in the eye.
What about what the press calls your inconsistency and unreliability? They say that her relationship with Sonia Gandhi as an ally is an on-off affair.
I do not want to discuss Mrs. Sonia Gandhi in this interview.
Why?
I have the choice to pick and choose the questions I want to answer.
You have a choice to pick and choose the questions you wish to answer, but don't you
It's
believe
my
that...
democratic right.
But a lady who
I
was
don't
your...
have to answer every question you put to me. I
Except-
do not wish to discuss Mrs. Sonia Gandhi.
Except for the fact that people will wonder why you don't want to talk about someone who was an ally of yours in 99, who you publicly spoke against as a possible Prime
If you
Minister
have
of
any other
2003.
questions, you may ask them. I don't wish to answer this question.
The press say that Jayalalitha spends a lot of time propitiating gods. She spends a lot of time choosing auspicious hours. Are you superstitious?
I'm not superstitious. And I must say, I'm rather disappointed with the tone and tenor of this interview. You seem to preface almost every sentence, every question, with the words the press says or the media say so. The press and the media have always been making uncharitable, unfair, unjustified remarks, comments without any basis. What do you expect me to say to all this?
Can I ask you, why did you believe
If
in...
people believed all that the media have said about me, have written about me, I couldn't have won a single election. I wouldn't be sitting where I am now.
Except for the fact in 2001, suddenly...
I'm
you
sorry
took-
I agreed to do this interview. That's all I can say.
Then
I'm a perfectly rational, sensible, sober, very responsible leader. I can say with confidence that no other chief minister in Tamil Nadu's history has worked so hard for the development and progress of the state as I have been doing and as I am doing. It's true of life itself. Life is full of ups and downs. A political career of any leader is full of victories and defeats. No one is consistently successful. No one is a consistent loser.
you're a very tough person, Chief Minister.
People like you have made me so.
My aim, Chief Minister, was to get to the core of the misunderstanding. You said that you
Your
think the
aim
press...
seems to have been to put as many unpleasant questions as possible and try to provoke me.
Not to provoke you, but to put you the questions that have been discussed for the last 3 years. Chief Minister, a pleasure talking to you on Hard Talk India.
I must say it wasn't a pleasure talking to you. Namaste.
I'm sorry that you say that, but
One of the most watched interviews of Karan Thapar, again, was when he was with BBC India, for the interview program Hard Talk. And this interview was held in 2000 with one of the most known cricketers in India, also in the world, Kapil Dev, who was the captain of Indian team and who was the person behind the success of World Cup Championship in 1983. Kapil Dev became part of the big controversy, the big scandal, the match fixing scandal. It was in this context that Karan Thapar called him for an exclusive interview. And the last segment of the interview is very painful. From the 18th minute till the end, more than 7 minutes, Kapil Dev breaks into tears and speaks, explains, clarifies his version crying. Let's watch those painful moments of that interview that Karan Thapar had with Kapil Dev.
Hello and welcome to Hard Talk India. For a month, allegations of match fixing in cricket have perhaps created the worst sports controversy of our time. Starting with Hansi Cronje, some of the best cricket stars have been facing accusations. But perhaps the most surprising are the allegations levelled at India's cricketing icon, the captain of its match-winning World Cup team and the present cricket coach, Kapil Dev. Today, in an exclusive interview to Hard Talk India, Kapil Dev has agreed for the first time to discuss in public the allegations he faces, as well as the hurt and damage they've caused him. Kapil, let's start with the big picture. For a month, everyone's been talking about match fixing. How much damage has this done to the image of cricket?
I personally feel a lot have done damaged the game, because when somebody goes such a deep and try to put allegation in everything, the sports people who love the game will go with a different frame of mind and start looking in differently.
Now, there's a certain controversy whether match fixing itself is possible in theory. What's your opinion? Can matches technically be fixed?
A match can fix, that's no problem. Any wrong thing can be done in this world. But it's depend how devil's mind work faster than the people who don't have that way of thinking. Yes, it's possible.
Let me put this to you. Up till today, when people took the name Kapil Dev, they thought of India's greatest cricket all-rounder. They thought of the captain who won the World Cup. They thought of the man who took 434 wickets. Today, when they take the name Kapil Dev, they also ask the question, has he made money? Has he fixed matches? Does that hurt you?
It's difficult to answer. Hurt is not the answer.
You're clearly under a lot of pressure and stress. What are the emotions going through your heart?
You know, Karan, sorry.
Do you feel that there is a conspiracy to deliberately destroy?
I don't care. Somebody can spoil somebody's life like this. But somebody has sweated blood on the ground. Somebody can just come out and make a statement. And my family's life gone. My wife couldn't sleep. I hold my daughter whole night. This is what I get in the end. This is what I get. I want to know from people.
Kapil, millions of people are watching you today, not just in India,
I'm sorry.
but all over the world. Let me, for the last time ask you one question. Can you, for the audience, put your hand on your heart and promise that you are totally innocent?
Do I need to put that? What I want to ask the people. Anybody in my team can say, how much more I wish I not played the game. Because after you played so much and given your soul, heart, body, sweat, and then you have to hear that I will die before that. I'll commit suicide before that, rather than taking a bribe from somebody.
Kapil, I wish you the best of luck in the
Karan,
terrible problem that you face. Thank you very much for this warm and candid interview. Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks.